Hello everybody and welcome to a train simulator video. Today we shall be driving a Class 90 electric locomotive from Ipswich to London Liverpool Street. So the first thing we need to do is turn off the pause menu. Next we're going to open the doors by pressing T. Then we are going to press Ctrl and Z to insert the master key. Then we're going to put the train into gear, acknowledge the automatic warning system. Then we are going to put the instrument lights on with I, the headlights on with H, and the marker lights on with J. Also going to just briefly jump into the cab of the driving van trailer at the rear and press K to turn on the tail lights. And with the signal displaying a green aspect ahead, we're going to press F to disengage the driver reminder appliance. And if I just turn off the HUD for a second and move the camera down, the Class 90 has a speed set function, so we're going to press C, or Y actually, no C, to bring it back to 100 miles an hour, as that is the maximum achievable speed for the journey today. And last but not least, I'm also going to turn the wipers on so we can see where we're going, as it is currently raining outside. And with that, the train is ready for departure. Scenario we are playing comes with the Class 90 that is available to purchase from Steam. The Class 90 was developed by Wagons in association with Armstrong Powerhouse. There is of course a variant of the Class 90 which you can buy directly from Armstrong Powerhouse, which gives you more liveries and scenarios for the West Coast Mainline North add-on. The links I will leave in the description below. So I'm going to put the train into gear and acknowledge the vigilance device, and we're going to depart for our first station stop at Manningtree. Departing Ipswich, the starting speed limit is 25 miles an hour. We've got about 9 miles to go to our first station stop at Manningtree. As we leave Ipswich, the speed limits gradually increase, so in a moment we'll be able to do 30, and just after that it goes up to 45, and then again up to 70. And just before the next signal we will be able to do 100 miles an hour. just past the Class 360 EMU, which are due to be replaced soon by Class 720 EMUs. Class 360s will move over to the Midland Main Line to operate newly electrified services to Corby from St Pancras. Indeed, the Class 90s have just recently been retired from passenger service on the Great Eastern Main Line, as Greater Anglia now have enough electric multiple units to run the Liverpool Street to Norwich diagrams. Mainly Class 321s at the moment, but also Class 745 units, which are currently on order from Stadler. The Class 90s will see use elsewhere on the national network, as they are due to transfer to Freightliner to replace their veteran Class 86 electric locomotives, which have previously worked on the Great Eastern Main Line in passenger service. Class 90s could also be seen operating on the West Coast Main Line in passenger service prior to replacement by Class 390 Pendolinos. The Class 90s aren't completely retired from passenger service, as they are due to be used on services between Blackpool, North and London Euston in the coming months. Just had warning of a reduction in our speed to 80 miles an hour. So I'm going to start slowing down for that now. Just had another warning for a further reduction in our speed to 70 miles an hour. Having said that, we are getting ready to stop at Manningtree. And it's at this point we cross the border from Suffolk into Essex. Converging from the left is a connection with the Harwich branch. Sees a mixture of passenger and freight trains head towards Harwich International. And here we are at Manningtree. In all the time that I've owned the Class 90 for Train Simulator, this is the first video I've actually done driving one for the channel. It is a very nice model, and Wagons have done an excellent job with the modelling work, and AP have done an equally good job with the sounds as well. To actually help if the train was in forward gear there. So departing Manningtree, the starting speed limit is 70 miles an hour. At the moment we will be able to do 100. And we've got about 7 miles to go to the next station stop at Colchester. In fact, if we look at the scenario briefing, Colchester is the last intermediate stop before Liverpool Street. Doing at Liverpool Street in about another hour. I know that at the time of doing this video we are sitting in very uncertain times at the moment, so I hope that everybody watching this video is doing okay and that we're all looking out for each other. At the end of the day, we've just got to put a brave face on and carry on as normal as we possibly can. now got about 4 miles to go to Colchester. Just had an advance warning of a drop in the speed down to 90 miles an hour. However, we are going to start to slow down for Colchester. At Colchester, we join up with the lines from Clacton and Walton-on-Benays. And here we are at Colchester. We have actually got a bit of a wait here. We are due to depart at 09:30, so I've got about a 5-minute wait. The Class 9Ts were propelled back to London, back from London to Norwich, with the non-powered driving van trailer at the rear. The Class 9T providing all the power for the train. Train being controlled with time division multiplex, which is a system which sounds like it's come from a science fiction film. And basically, it just works through a series of cables which are linked through the carriages to the locomotive at the back. Here we also have a Colchester depot, which is used for the stabling of electric multiple units. It's one of the three main depots on the Great Eastern Main Line. The other is at Norwich Crown Point, and there's one at Ilford, near central London. So we've just got a small stabling point and numerous sidings here. You can see another Class 360 being stabled there. The problem is, with this being a default scenario, the only trains that we will be seeing AI-wise are Class 90s and Class 360s, which is good in a funny sort of way, because the Great Eastern Main Line as a route for Train Simulator is is a very intensive one on resources. So using a default stock, it helps to ease the performance of the route. Class 360s were brought in to replace the veteran Class 312 slam door sets. Never been on a 360 before. Been on a 450 and a 350. Which are essentially the same trains as the 360. The only real sort of difference of the maximum speeds that they can achieve, and also the 450s and 350s have corridor connections at the end of the cab. I'll just reset the train, and we can now depart for Liverpool Street. Can still do 90 miles an hour, however that will increase back up to 100. The Class 90s were built by British Rail Engineering Limited at Crewe between 1987 and 1990. And a total of 50 locomotives were built. From 90001 to 90050. As well as working both passenger and freight trains, the 90s have also seen use on postal trains between London and Glasgow, and London and Newcastle, and Birmingham and Glasgow. back to Mark's Day, we see the divergence of the Sudbury line, which is non-electrified. And was previously the domain of Class 1 of Sprinter and Turbostar units, ranging from Class 153 to 156 and Class 170s. Now I believe it is operated by the Class 755 bi-mode multiple units. We're now passing through Kelvedon Station. The 90s certainly have a very angry high note to the horn. We're now passing through Whitham Station, interchange for the Braintree line. This is Hatfield and Peveril Station. At this point we come parallel alongside the motorway, which is on our left just behind the trees. Just got an advance warning of an upcoming drop to 85 miles an hour. However, not long just after that, the line speed drops down further to 60 miles an hour as we approach Chelmsford. So I'm going to get ready to slow down for 60. The main reason for this 60 miles an hour is there is a very tight curve coming up as we approach Chelmsford Station. Just brought the cruise control down to 85 miles an hour. Now accelerate up to 85. Just going to watch the train speed at this point, as we are now running under caution. Closer we get towards London, the closer the signals get together. In fact, on the whole, the Great Eastern Main Line is very tightly signalled. Just got under 30 miles to go towards London now. Seems as if the signals are clearing back up again. I think in this particular scenario we do actually have to stop at a danger signal, and I believe that is at Maryland, just before Stratford. It's been a very long time since I last played this scenario. Now passing through Ingatestone Station. I thought I had the speed set at 85, it was actually 75 I had it set at, so I've brought it up to 80 now. But given how the signals have been acting, this is probably about the right speed to be approaching things at the moment. We now get advance warning of an upcoming reduction in our speed to 75 miles an hour. Just going to slow the train down a little bit as the signals are quite close together at this point. We've just got a single yellow there, I believe, so the next signal will be at danger. So we need to get ready to stop. As we approach Shenfield, we are joined by trains from Southend and Southminster. Signal ahead is currently displaying a danger aspect. In fact, it's just changed to a single yellow, so we can now accelerate again. And we are being routed by through platform 2. Still going to be a bit cautious, as the next signal could still be displaying a danger aspect. In fact, I can see it now, it's displaying a single yellow, so we can proceed a bit more. In fact, it's just cleared to a green aspect. So hopefully we should be able to get up to line speed. Shenfield is also the terminus for stopping services from Liverpool Street. Which now form part of Crossrail, or the Elizabeth line, whichever you prefer. The line speed is now 80 miles an hour, and in a moment it's due to rise up to 90. However, we are still running under cautionary signals. certainly have to be particularly alert with this scenario, with all the automatic warning system, alarms, and the vigilance device sounding. I think it's going to be appropriate to keep the train at 75 at the moment. It's a bit like driving a car. You don't necessarily have to do the absolute speed limit unless it's safe to do so. Like driving around town, for instance, the speed limit may be 30 miles an hour, but then again you might be on a street where there's where it's lined fully with parked cars either side, and you have to drop your speed down to look out in order to look out for pedestrians that may be wanting to cross the road, or any cars that may want to pull out in front of you. And at the end of the day, it's all about taking your time and just taking it easy. As we approach Romford, the Upminster branch joins us from the left, which is now operated by London Overground. currently with class 315s, but I believe they are due to be replaced by class 720s in the not too distant future. But having said that, they might have already been replaced already, as I know they have already started entering service on the West Anglian branches out of Liverpool Street. Just had to slow right down there as the previous signal was displaying a single yellow aspect. I wasn't really sure whether we were going to stop in time, but fortunately the signal was cleared quite quickly. I've now got about 10 miles to go to Liverpool Street. We're now passing Ilford Depot. And we're now passing through Ilford Station. and this is where the slow lines fly over the fast lines. Which helps to prevent conflicting movements. I believe the flyover was installed in the 80s at the time of electrification. Just going to slow the train a bit down a bit more as the signals get closer together. The signal just cleared to a double yellow there. With the signal displaying a single yellow aspect, we need to slow down to stop at the next signal, which is currently, which should be displaying a red aspect. In fact, it is displaying a single yellow aspect, having just zoomed in. Just letting the train roll a little bit further forward, just in case the signal should clear. I think there is a conflicting movement going on at the moment, and that we're awaiting a class 360 to clear our path in front. Just cleared to a single yellow now, with indication into platform 9 at Stratford. Now passing through Stratford Station. Signal ahead's just cleared to a green aspect. Got about 3 miles to go to Liverpool Street, so not that far away now. Apart from maybe the memory usage aspect of the Great Eastern mainline route, I think the only other thing I would have liked to have seen from Dovetail are just some AI Docklands like railway trains, just to add a bit more to the scenarios. Just gives the player something else to look at. We now need to slow down to 60 miles an hour. And as we approach Liverpool Street, the speed limits will ever so slightly start to reduce down to the minimum speed of about 15 miles an hour, which is the lowest speed restriction that we'll be encountering on our journey. Also got to keep a close eye on the signals here as well. So I'm going to slow the train right down. In a moment, the speed limit will be dropping down to 40. On the right is Bethnal Green Station. She's the convergence of the West Anglian branches. Just past beneath London Overground's East London line at Shoreditch. Just got to get ready to stop again for the next signal. As for speed limit, is also about to drop down to 30. We now have to further reduce our speed down to 15 miles an hour. which comes into effect just before the next signal. As we are now effectively underground, I can now turn the wipers off. And we now have a single yellow aspect with a route indication into platform 10. And here we are at Liverpool Street. I'll just shut the train down now. And we'll just wait for the instruction to clear. And there we are, that's the scenario complete. So I'll just see how we did. We got caught speeding a couple of times, and we also got penalised for using the emergency brake about 3 times there. Though I only counted once at Manningtree, but that's probably what I'll be. But apart from that, that was a very enjoyable scenario, and it certainly does keep you on your toes. So I would thoroughly recommend, if you haven't already done so, if you can, the Class 90 is certainly highly recommended for Train Simulator. And again, I'll leave the links down in the description, both to Steam and Armstrong Powerhouse's website, if you're interested in buying the locomotive. But apart from that, thank you very much for watching this video. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I shall see you next time with maybe a bus driver video next week. I'm not too sure yet. Might do another Train Simulator video yet. But we'll see what happens. But thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it, and take care.